The Battle of Buna, fought from November 1942 to January 1943, was a critical confrontation in the Pacific War during the New Guinea campaign. It was part of the larger effort to push back the Japanese forces from their positions in the Pacific and played a key role in the Allied strategy to secure vital islands and establish footholds in the region. The battle took place in the Buna region on the northeastern coast of New Guinea, where Japanese forces had established strong defensive positions. Strategic context. By 1942, Allied forces, including Australian and U.S. Army troops, were attempting to expel the Japanese from New Guinea and other areas of the South Pacific. The Buna region had become one of the key battlegrounds in the effort to retake the island. The Japanese had built a heavily fortified defense system in Buna, Gona, and Sanananda, which were essential to their supply lines and their efforts to maintain control over the island. The Buna area was also strategically vital for the Allies as they sought to prevent further Japanese expansion in the Pacific. The battle for this region was part of a larger push to sever Japan's access to resources and to secure airfields and port facilities that could be used for future offensives. The battle began in November 1942 when Australian, U.S. Army, and Papuan troops launched a coordinated assault on the Japanese defenses in the Buna region. The Japanese, under the command of General Tomitaro Horii, had established strong, entrenched positions, relying on dense jungle and extensive fortifications. Fighting in the Buna area was extremely brutal, with both sides facing difficult conditions. The Allied forces encountered fierce resistance from the Japanese and were forced to deal with the challenges of the rugged terrain, tropical diseases, and limited supply lines. Despite the Japanese's fortified positions, the Allied forces pressed forward, using artillery, air support, and infantry attacks to break through the defensive lines. The battle became a grueling war of attrition, with the Japanese forces holding out for weeks in their defensive positions. The Allied forces, struggling with supply shortages, continued to advance, relying on the relentless bombing campaigns and pushing their way through the dense jungle. The Australian troops faced heavy casualties, and both sides suffered from diseases like malaria and dysentery. The Japanese defenders in Buna and Gona continued to fight fiercely, but by January 1943, the Allied forces had overcome the bulk of the Japanese resistance. The battle ended with the Japanese surrender in early January 1943, although pockets of resistance lingered in the region for some time after. Outcome and significance. The Battle of Buna was a significant Allied victory that played a crucial role in the Pacific War. The defeat of the Japanese forces in the region marked the end of Japanese expansion in New Guinea and severely hampered their ability to launch further offensives in the South Pacific. The battle was also a crucial step in the Allied strategy to isolate and neutralize Japan's positions in the region. For the Allied forces, the victory was hard-earned, and the battle revealed the challenges of jungle warfare and the high cost of victory. The Australian and U.S. forces suffered heavy casualties, but the defeat of the Japanese at Buna and Gona contributed significantly to the momentum of the Allied advance in the Pacific. Following the battle, the Allied forces continued to push westward in the New Guinea campaign, eventually leading to the Japanese retreat from the island. The victory at Buna had long-term effects on the Pacific War, setting the stage for future offensives, including the Allied push through the Philippines and toward Japan itself. The battle was also a critical moment in the development of combined operations between U.S. and Australian forces, highlighting the importance of coordination between different branches of the military in securing victory. The experience in Buna would shape future Allied strategies in the Pacific and inform the conduct of subsequent campaigns against the Japanese. In sum, the Battle of Buna was a pivotal event in the Pacific War that ended Japanese expansion in New Guinea and set the stage for the Allied victory in the South Pacific. The courage and perseverance displayed by the Allied forces in this battle were vital to the ultimate success of the Allied war effort in the Pacific.